Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight. Today we're gonna be going over old Haggy Girl here. So once upon a time, Hag was actually my main. Hag is actually the first killer that I started getting really good with, and I got bad with her after not using her for so long. Because I used to use her all the time to the point where I just ended up becoming really bad. Um, so I don't know if I want to run Devour, but I don't have a lot of perks with her. I actually just put a whole bunch of blood points into her. But overall, this is pretty much the best build that I have for her right now. Devour, Monitor, Ruin, and Whispers. Before, I would have ran probably Pop Goes on her, but since the rework of Ruin, it's not worth running those two. But I'm actually running my favorite add-on set, which is, you can't see it now because we're loading, the Mint Rag, which is an ultra rare, and the Rusty Shackles. So what the Hag does is she puts down her little hex things. They're like little triangles on the ground, and you can teleport to them when they're activated. Well, what the Mint Rag does is it allows me to teleport to any of them, whether they're activated or not, no matter how far away I am, because usually you have a certain distance that you have to be able to teleport to the hex. And then what normally happens when you set one off is like a hag comes up, like a little premonition of the hag comes up, and it kind of watches you, and then I can teleport to that premonition. What Rusty Shackles does is makes it so that there's no premonition and it just goes off, and they have no idea that they set it off. This combo is probably my favorite combo for her. Otherwise, I would suggest just making it so that they last longer. There's add-ons that make them last longer, the little premonitions when they go off, and there's also ones that make it so that you can teleport from further away. Those are the main things that you want to focus on, because Hag is a very like moderately closed-in map kind of character. She can trap up a lot of places, but she can only place traps like up to 10 traps at a time. And so you want to make sure that you place them in chase breakers, and you want to make sure that you put them in smart places, like someone's gonna run there, especially if you're running Rusty Shackles. Like, even if you're not running the Mint Rag, but if you're running Rusty Shackles, you want to kind of place them sporadically, because at that point you'll be able to start like teleporting. You'll know, hey, this person walked through here. And if you're trying to face against a hag, the counter for her hexes on the ground, which this is one of the hexes like that, the counter is you can crouch and you'll be able to get past it, or you can use a flashlight to get rid of it. However, that does make a sound if you do use a flashlight. So, use them at your own discretion. The Hag is actually one of the killers that I suggest getting leveled up first for a lot of new people, because she's the one that you get Ruin on originally. So with that being said, you want to get her up. I think it's level 35. You get it so that it's a teachable, and Ruin is one of the best killer perks. I'm not going to say the best, but it's one of the best killer perks, because it really helps to extend the game, especially if people don't know what they're doing against the killer that you're playing. It really helps to extend it. She's doing a fantastic job over here. Crap, they got Devour Hope. I very rarely run Devour Hope anymore, and a large portion of it is because they always, like, up into higher ranks, you always get people totem hunting. Ooh, she used Dead Hard. Alright, good to know, good to know. The higher rank survivors will generally totem hunt, and if they're totem hunting, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to be able to keep things like Devour Hope or haunted ground for very long, and unless you play it right and do it intelligently, you're usually not gonna be able to run them. So the Devour Hope is a good early game perk, absolutely. But when it comes to a late game perk, it is very, very poor. Hi, Bill. Drop the pallet. There you go. Not late game. Like early rank perk. It's a very good early rank perk and a not so good late or high rank perk. So just something to keep in mind. That's not who I wanted to hit. I wanted to hit you. One of the things that I almost always focus on in late or high rank builds is I usually run monitor and abuse, because you want to try to get as close as you can before you're spotted. A lot of the high rank killers or killers, a lot of the high rank survivors always have their heads on a swivel. So if you can try to sneak up on the side without getting noticed, you'll more likely... Yeah, I wanted her to get back up. I didn't want to tunnel. I meant to hit the other person that actually got her down. But if you're gonna be dumb, I mean, you're gonna be dumb. Well, no, I don't think this... I think this is the first one that I started chasing and never actually finished killing. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, as you can see, like... I can... when they're white like this, that means I can teleport to any of them. One of the things that I really do wish that it had was a, Ooh, Worm Bob. Hi, Bill. I know she's just standing there, so... Boink. Seriously? You're gonna sandbag? You obviously just want to quit, so I'll let that dude get picked up, but she just wants to quit. She wants to just die, so I'm just gonna let her die. I'm gonna not hook that other guy on purpose because he did just get sandbagged. One of the things that I always try to do as a killer, no matter how good or bad a match is going, I always try to make sure that I play fair. And by fair, I mean, like, if someone was just unhooked and they're sandbagged, I don't want to focus on them. I don't want to just go and be like, all right, well, you're down again because someone just sandbagged you. No, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be like, all right, you're down. Trap triggered. Yeah, she's already far past it though. You're down again. You kind of got screwed in the pooch that time around. This dude is leaving no scratch marks. That's a little crazy. So I try to play it fair. I don't like whenever a killer does that to me. And I don't want to be that killer that does it to someone else. Hi, Bill. Hi, Bill. That's one of the nice things. Like, if you know that they have no escape option, you can put it at the escape, and so by the time you're done doing your little, oh hey, I can't move because I gotta look at the blood dripping off my fingers, you're able to just teleport right up to it, and you got the easy drive. I'm actually doing a little bit better as a hag than I thought I was going to do. They didn't get ruined, so it's allowed me to really extend the game significantly. If they would have gotten ruined and I had Devour Hope, I probably would have been in a little bit more of a like issue state. But so far, like, this guy is sitting right next to Ruin and he has no idea that he's sitting right next to it. Up, he realizes he's dead. And I think he's Death Hook as well. Yeah, there goes traps. Yeah, this guy's death hook. And oh, hi. You kind of got sandbagged before. And I mean, these survivors are not running this game very efficiently by any means. It seems like they've been more focused on... Okay, I felt like I was a little further from that and I shouldn't have gotten hit, but sure. They've not been doing a good job with paying attention and doing generators, and I think that's been hurting them in the long run. Bill has not yet even heal. Oh, now he healed himself. All right. Yeah, see, that's why I like putting traps everywhere, because I know where Bill is. I know where Naya is. I can keep an eye on pretty much everybody, and this, on one hand, you use them for like map awareness. A survivor makes one pop, and you know that, hey, there's a survivor over there. Or, you know, a survivor doesn't make it pop, you know that they're either being careful or they're not over there. So it's a very good, like, locator tool, I guess you could say. And it don't do half bad in regards to, you know, trapping people and getting the good spooks. Hag is probably by far the biggest jump scare killer in my opinion. A lot of people say Michael, like if you're running Scratchmare Michael, which I tend to agree on one hand, but on the other, just like if you have a Rusty Shackles Hag, she's gonna pop up out of nowhere and you're not gonna know what's happening. Bill is screwed right now because he can't jump through the window. There we go. So, I mean, as you can see at this point, the match has been extended far past what it should have been. And if Bill is a nice Bill, he will actually just give up. And he'll give Naya the hatch. Which is what you should do at this point as a survivor. And it looks like he's not going to. And I found her. Yeah, this game's over. 4K. I mean, unless she gets really lucky and the hatch is nearby here. This is a 4K. I mean, she might. I've had it happen before. Got her. Nope, 4K. I got to it just before her, and I started the closing action, so she couldn't get in. You hate to see it. As a survivor, that's the one thing that you don't want to see, is the killer got to the hatch before you, and that's what you were banking on, especially if you're being chased by the killer. I feel a little bit bad. I feel like they did kind of have two people kind of sandbagging, and one person kind of just gave up right off the bat. Also, as the Hag, at the end of a match, if you don't have your deviousness points all the way maxed out, it's a good idea to just sit here and place traps. You get 25 blood points each time. It's not a lot, but I mean, they start to add up, and then there you go. Look at that. I got a maxed up devious. So that's the Hag. She's very interesting to run. She used to be like my favorite killer in this game, and I used to run her damn near religiously. And yeah, see, that's why I don't even deal with this. Even though you were 4K'd. Right. So, that's gonna do it for this episode of Dead by Daylight. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. And subscribe and ring the bell. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Now we'll see all of you guys next time.